Welcome to the True Truth Weekly podcast, where tough questions meet careful answers. We'll present timely perspectives on current events, politics, and give the cultural context you can trust. We tackle the big questions on origins, the Genesis kinds, the creation-evolution debate, and the young earth. Learn about faith and reason, theology, apologetics, and the flaws of the Da Vinci Code, and what is the gospel. Plus, we take on math, art, philosophy, alleged Bible tensions, wisdom, and the conversations that sharpen understanding.
Welcome to True Truth Weekly, Episode 4. Today we'll talk about life, AI zombies, Project Artichoke, the Genesis kinds, the obits, and the young earth experience. I'm Jay Hall. I taught math at Howard College in West Texas for 11 years. I also have a background in the actuarial field and insurance. There are links to our topics at the video description, and you can just go to the newscasters/True Truth Weekly with hyphens between those words, or you can just do a search, newscasters True Truth Weekly. Feel free to contact us at our website. It's just totalyouth.us, and hit the contact button. You can find links to our books and our other social media. The Perplexity of a Young Earth. If you give perplexity.ai this prompt, Young Earth Science in quotes, then you'll get a slanted and biased answer, unfortunately. It has not read my books, Defending a Youthful World, which answer the objections raised, and at the same time present a solid case for the young earth. So, number one, we have, is a young earth possible? And you can grab that at Amazon. We really appreciate your support. Is a young earth possible? And the other one is, yes, young earth science. And again, you can get that one off of Amazon as well. We appreciate your support. Thank you. Yes, young earth science. So, doesn't interact with those, and so Perplexity fails in my book. So Perplexity does not interact with my Young Earth Science wiki page that was rejected. Now to biological essentialism. You want to put that in quotes. So if you go with biological essentialism on another AI tool, DeepSeek, then it doesn't give a very good result as well. And sadly, most search engines do not do very well. So what is biological essentialism? Cats are cats, bats are bats, and humans and apes do not have a common ancestor. Horses, hydras, and humans are examples of essential types of life, or ETLs. Bioessentialism is basically Aristotle's biology or the Genesis kinds. Springer does, however, give a fair representation of bioessentialism in the historic academic sense. And then I have a link to that in my list of links, as well as a video, and then also a TikTok explaining biological essentialism. So what is the relation? You have the young earth idea and you have biological essentialism. I say that they go hand in hand. They work together. Now to the news. AI zombies on the loose. What do you use AI for? I create graphics, do research, and it helps my writing style improve. However, there is a dangerous trend of avatars of the deceased, or some people call them grief bots. But what about the morality of dead people friends? Have you given that some thought? Well, mediums and channeling are strictly forbidden in Scripture. So let's look at some verses on that. First, from Deuteronomy 18. When you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you, do not learn to imitate the detestable ways of the nations there. Let no one be found among you who sacrifices their son or daughter in the fire. Then that's going to connect to the life issue. Then back to the quote. Who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft or casts spells, or who is a medium or a spiritist, or who consults the dead. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord. Because of these same detestable practices, the Lord your God will drive out those nations before you. You must be blameless before the Lord your God. Now to Isaiah chapter 8. When someone tells you to consult mediums and spiritists who whisper and mutter, Should not a people inquire of their God? Why consult the dead on behalf of the living? Consult God's instruction and the testimony of warning. If anyone does not speak according to this word, they have no light of dawn. And that's from Isaiah chapter 8. Now, the Department of Justice crushes Florida and Texas laws that save babies. Last week, the DOJ dismissed lawsuits brought by Florida and Texas against the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. And that's, they're trying to stop these mail-order abortion pills. So it was blocked. 21 attorney generals have pleaded with the administration to uphold laws that protect life in the womb. Senator Josh Hawley and Congresswoman Diana Harshbarger support legislation to cancel the FDA's approval of misoprostol and similar drugs. Howdy to all the mothers out there who are greatly troubled. Your baby shouts, "Please, Mommy, don't kill me. I love you," unquote. Do the right thing. Mary did. Now, the CIA wants your mind. A recently released CIA document reveals the truth behind Project Artichoke, which ran from 1951 to 1956, which investigated behavior control and psychological manipulation. It outlined proposals to use chemicals for altering human behavior. They wanted to be the puppet master. Predictably, many relevant files were destroyed in the 1970s. And on my list of links, there's also one on MK Ultra if you're not familiar with that. Now to the obits. First, Jerry Kirk of Ohio, who founded the Center for Christian Virtue. He passed on to his reward on Monday of last week. Pastor Kirk was an avid anti-porn activist and opposed abortion along with same-sex marriage. He even debated Larry Flynt of Hustler a number of times. Here's a quote from him. "If we had gotten together sooner for the battle against pornography, thousands of children would still be alive. Millions of women would not have been raped. An entire generation of young people would not have been ravaged through drugs and twisted, death-dealing sex," unquote. And Paul Ehrlich is our second in our obit list. He wrote The Population Bomb way back in 1968. He died on Friday the 13th. Go figure. He pushed contraception, abortion, mass sterilization, and anti-family rhetoric. Now the planet's population has decreased by 1. I did the math. You can trust me on that. And here's a quote that counters Ehrlich's extremism, and it's from Niles Eldredge. He is famous for one of the two people behind Punctuated Equilibrium, an attempt to make evolution work. It doesn't, but it was an attempt. And here's the quote from Dr. Eldredge. Quote, "There is presumably an upper limit to the carrying capacity of humans on Earth, of the numbers that agriculture can support, and that number is usually estimated at between 13 and 15 billion, though some people think the ultimate numbers might be much higher," unquote. So Ehrlich was wrong. Eldredge, I think, is right. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. It's easy. J Hall, MS. That's my degree in math. And I'd love to connect with you. I'm in Oklahoma City. And if you can suggest anyone for a possible interview, just give me a holler. We'd love to hear your feedback, pro or con. Just go to totalyouth.us, and hit that contact button. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thanks for listening, and join us next time.